In Victoria and New South Wales, with duck season, it is a time where pests that are invading our paddocks, taking our grain and certainly causing damage are controlled. It's a long-held tradition that the duck season is undertaken. Last year it wasn't because of COVID-19 in Victoria. The Senate has passed a resolution that has condemned the Labor government in Victoria's duck hunting restrictions. Bridget McKenzie, who is one of the National senators in the federal parliament, is one of those that's calling out the state Labor government in Victoria and Daniel Andrews and their policies of actually changing the fact of duck hunting season. They're using these emergency powers to do so. The Australian Senate has supported the Nationals' call for the Victorian Labor government to immediately reverse its decision to severely restrict the 2021 duck season. The Senate has agreed that restrictions imposed by the Andrews government are simply outside of what has been legislated for that duck season to take place and unfairly target law-abiding duck hunters and rural communities. And of course, this is at a time where we earlier covered the issue with country towns and the accommodation, the losses of revenue and food being purchased in supermarkets through what is normally a 12-week season has been reduced to just 20 days, lower daily bag limits and only 2 birds being allowed to be shot, and then delayed start times to 8 a.m. for the first 5 days of the season. Now, Bridget McKenzie in her release states that the Victorian Premier wants us to believe that this is all based on science for shortening the season and not on politics. But he's not producing the science that he will claim supports the case. This should be seen for what it is, a step by Labor towards banning a lawful activity that delivers health, well-being, cultural and recreational benefits for participants and significant economic benefits. It's just that ideologically, Daniel Andrews is so far on the left side of politics and with the Greens and their position on duck hunting, they simply just do not understand how important it is to control an invasive species that ducks actually are in cropping areas and rice growing areas in southern New South Wales. And of course, the Daniel Andrews here is looking to secure radical inner city voting on the Greens side of the ledger and further his ideological agenda rather than making a decision that is based on science and in the interest of agriculture and the benefit of our regional communities, says Bridget McKenzie. I suspect that Bridget McKenzie, while she may have made some mistakes in her portfolio in the sports rorts situation, I don't think she's too far off the mark with this one.